You've obviously now highlighted that most of your students are triathletes. And as you've touched on and drawing from my own experiences and conversations with others, even with triathletes at my university, it's quite clear that swimming is what most triathletes find the most difficult. And it's not a surprise because we both know that swimming is a very particular sport with a lot of attention to detail. Do you see any common mistakes that a lot of triathletes have when they come to you and ask you for advice on their swimming part in triathlon?
I think the most common mistake is the ankle. It's not a mistake, it's a problem of ankle flexibility. Because running, cycling, your ankle is always in this position. So, and in swimming, you have to have this pointed toes. Because if your ankle is not flexible, it will be playing part as an anchor. It will make you more slower instead of providing propulsion. That's why many people are struggling with. And the second one is, again, many people, they can run full marathon, they can ride on a bike for 300 kilometers, but as soon as they jump in the water, they swim 1, 2 laps and they're very tired. It's because swimming is a arm dominant sport compared to running and cycling where it's legs dominant sport. So, and we just need to train their shoulders, their upper body in such a way that it won't be too heavy for them to run and ride a bike, but also it will be efficient in the water.
And I would say as well that one of the most challenging things in swimming is actually feeling the connection throughout your entire body and being connected from head to toe, because these are all components of the body that you need in swimming. And I think a lot of times people make the mistake or have trouble in finding that connection, because I think a lot of times what you see as well is when people swim, their lower body starts to just drop and drag along in the water, especially when they breathe. And triathletes, obviously, they swim a long distance, and that distance is in open water, not in the swimming pool, which makes breathing even more difficult. Is there any differences, maybe in breathing or in general, in swimming in open water compared to swimming in a swimming pool?
Yes, because again, in the swimming pool is safe, right? There's no waves, there's no sun, there's no someone legs kicking right next to your head. In open water, you should try to try to play more safe in terms of you can turn your head more more to the side just to make sure that you won't drink any salt water or no one will kick you in the face. And also you have to know how to do bilateral breathing because you breathe to your dominant side, for example, to the right side, and there's a sun, you cannot see anything, or there's some big waves coming to your face, right? So you have to make sure that you're comfortable of breathing to the other side.
And I've seen a lot of triathletes actually doing triathlons. They breathe to the front as well. Is that
Yes.
something that is done intentionally?
Yes, of course, because you need to see where you go, right? In a swimming pool, you just follow the line or you swim near the lane rope and you just don't need to worry about anything. But in open water, it's very important to swim in a straight line because if your distance is, for example, 2 kilometers and you won't see where you're going, you might swim 2.2 kilometers, right? And no one wants to swim extra meters. So usually people do every 10 strokes, sometimes earlier, depends what you're doing. If you swim on your own, you should brief up front more often. But if you swim in a pack and you trust people who's in front of you, then you can just, sometimes people don't even brief up front just because they know that, oh, this guy knows what he's doing that is in front of me.
And in terms of triathlon and swimming in open water, would you say that technique is more important or endurance is more important? Because obviously both are extremely important because triathletes swim a long distance. But if they come to you, would you work on them more on their technique or on their endurance?
I think we should start with the technique. Of course, as you said, both are very important and crucial in triathlon. I think you just need to set up a proper technique. We just need to have above average technique, and then we can work more on the stamina because it's very hard to make your technique perfect. Even myself, I know myself that I have a few mistakes in freestyle, and it's fine. I don't need to change it because it's already such a strong habit this will be very hard to change. I will spend a lot of time on it while I should work on something else. So we can spend a few weeks just fixing the technique, and then we work more on the stamina, because even if you have a great technique, and if you don't have a stamina, you won't recover, you won't survive in triathlon.